In a smaller space, it's tempting to choose smaller pieces. You want to avoid the dollhouse effect. I'm Anna Delprat. I'm an art director and a stylist, and I live in this harbourside apartment with my partner Nick and our baby Arthur, who is 1 year old. We happily sacrifice space in order to be close to the heart of the city. We're in this beautiful leafy spot, but we're just 10 minutes from the heart of everything. We're just a ferry ride away. We tried to keep the place feeling calm. We just decided to pare our possessions back a little bit and be really selective about what we keep. I'm drawn visually and aesthetically to things that are warm, rich, soulful, characterful. I love mismatching timbers and metal and stone and all of the things that come from the earth. Bring a bit of colour and personality. I don't like spaces that feel too perfect. I don't like things that are matchy-matchy. I like different bedsides, I like different lamps, I like different chairs. Art is everything for me. We have artworks by my mother, my father, my sister, my grandfather, my great-grandfather. We have an artwork that was by my maternal grandfather, who was an architect. A really special piece because I didn't know him very long, but I'd like to think that I have an affinity with him through his work all these years later. In a smaller space, it's tempting to choose smaller pieces, but the key to actually making it feel bigger is going bigger with your furniture. You want to avoid the dollhouse effect. When you bring in too many small pieces and everything just feels a little bit too itsy-bitsy and the scale is off. The key is to go bigger than you think and buy a larger sofa. It's very tempting to keep things very low, but actually having something quite tall and building height and scale and having a visual landscape to follow can actually make things feel bigger and more interesting. We happily chose to sacrifice space in order to be closer to the heart of the city, and in doing that we had to choose television or music. So we chose music in this space. A nice backdrop to Arthur's childhood. I've always been rather sentimental about places and inanimate objects, but the word home and the concept of home has definitely taken on a new meaning since becoming a mother. It's the backdrop to our baby's first memories and our first memories with him. Arthur and I spend a lot of time on this sofa. He jumps up and down, we read books, we sometimes have the occasional snack. He loves to run his little trucks along the racetracks of the grooves. The Haven sofa was something we were drawn to because we needed something compact and modular so we could expand on it over time, but we also wanted something to nap on and something that could hide the realities of life with a 1-year-old. We're thrilled with the Everleigh fabric in caramel because it's slowly turning the same colour as Arthur's hair, so he's camouflaging with the sofa. It's quite forgiving, the fabric. It definitely hides the stain and the dust and the grubby little finger marks. And I also love the proportions. It's got this sort of unique, special scale that is a bit unexpected with its big enveloping arms. I really like that it can look polished or it can look casual based on how you style the arms. The bed has this incredible gas lift system, which I'm in love with. It stores everything. We have lots of quilts and duvets and extra pillows, so it's nice to have somewhere where you can store that all away, safe from dust. Getting a large sofa and a king-size bed into the apartment was actually logistically quite simple. I'd hate to think that our space had become too functional or too utilitarian. I still like having beautiful reminders of beauty on display. So the art really has to do the heavy lifting there. Ultimately though, it is about just accepting that this chapter of life is beautifully lived in. Everything is used and touched constantly, and the patina that comes with that is actually a really beautiful thing.